Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Terrence over here. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about more tech today. Just came across a story talking about airlines looking to be more, I guess, forthgoing about adding Wi-Fi to airline flights. Now, as I was reading about this story, it's very interesting. Some surprised it's taking them so long to do so. Quite frankly, we should have had Wi-Fi on airlines a long time ago. They can add cell phone coverage to different airlines with their, the handheld ones that's built into the airplane, or possibly using a repeater service inside of it for different wireless providers, the bigger providers, of course. Then why not add Wi-Fi? It's a much easier connection. It's all data, no voice at all. You just use data line, which is much more manageable. Now, from what I'm seeing here, there's a number of different options and airlines that might offer it, such as Alaska Airlines, American Airlines, Delta Airlines, Frontier Airlines, JetBlue as well. Also, Southwest Airlines, United, Virgin America Airlines, and Air Transcontinental. Those airlines, and U.S. Airways. Now, the funny thing is that they have different pricing for it. Some are like $9.95, let's say, and the others are $12.95. Now, my thought is this should be a baseline price, hopefully because of the, limit of the throughput possibility, as well as the short time of your travel time. So just imagine if you're traveling an hour and a half to, say, New York to Charlotte. That flight's about like an hour and a half, give or take, unless there's any delays. You pay $12.95 while a person on a flight that's lasting 5 hours pays $9.95. If that's the actual case, you're pretty much getting ripped off. So, but I like to know what your thoughts are. So, I mean, do you think there should be a standardized price for the internet, no matter what the distance is, provided it's less than or more than a certain time frame? So, for instance, if you're traveling an hour and a half or 2 hours, you're paying $10 for that time frame. Now, most likely, you're not going to have the entire 1 hour and a half or 2 hours to use the internet. You'll have about maybe 15 minutes between takeoff and landing that you're not able to, just because they're descending or ascending, and they'll be able to tell you to turn off the approved electronic devices. So, you're pretty much shaving off a good 30 minutes or so per flight. So you're really not getting that full flight time with the internet. Also, would it bother the actual next seat neighbor to you? Just imagine if you're sitting next to someone and you want to get rest for that 5-hour flight because you had a long day, long business trip, and next thing you know, the person next to you turns open a big 17-inch laptop with a bright screen just to browse the internet with all white pages as bright as possible, let alone turn on the overhead light to disturb your sleep. And if they're watching a YouTube video or some other kind of entertaining movie or video clip, then they're able to disturb you even further just because they're laughing and twitching around and so forth. So it really wouldn't make for a very pleasurable flight for you. Now, if they did the Wi-Fi seating, which means they'll separate those who want to use a laptop or a Wi-Fi device, so this way they're not disturbing a passenger who does not want to use that type of service, would you pretty much be in tune for going for separated seating, just so that you're not disturbed or you don't disturb that other person? It's another thought. I think they probably thought about all these things, but I'd like to see how it's going to work out. Very, very interesting. Now, I want to hear from you. So send me an email at trimtechcomputers at gmail.com. That's trimtech, TRIMTECH, computers at gmail.com. Let me know what you think. I personally am for the Wi-Fi on the airplanes. I just want to see it where it's, mapped out, where it's no more than no more than $10. I mean, come on now. I mean, you're only in flight for how long? Anything less than 6 hours, $10. That's a lot of money just for a flight that's probably already cost you $300 round trip. So that's just adding to that extra added expense. But if you're doing business, that might pretty much help you out, so you don't have to worry about doing any offline work. You can be online, provide some real-time information, or basically get some real-time information in regards to, stock market or your business orders, things like that. If that's the type of person or traveler that you are, you need to be in contact on a very, very consistent basis. But then again, how do we do business before all of this came about? Well, typically we'd have to wait. But in any event, it'd be an extra added bonus, no question about it. Definitely be an extra added bonus. I'd appreciate it. just simply because I'd be able to get access to the internet and just kind of kill time, so to speak, while in the air. You don't have to worry about sitting on a boring flight and looking at the next person, or hearing the baby cry in front of you or behind you, and sitting there wondering when they're going to be quiet just because you want to get to your destination and continue on with the rest of your life and so forth. But let me know what you think. I think it's going to be a great thing. It looks like a lot of airlines are jumping online, a lot of major airlines, which is a great thing. Now, I'll read you one little brief thing in regards to what was quoted. I guess a question was asked and said, yes, broadband is coming. We're sitting there asking who pays. Now, is the airline or the customers? Now, that's the question. And what will they pay? What is the right technology? What does all of this, when does all of this happen? Excuse me. Now, we're in weird economic times, and this is what somebody has said. And yes, we are in weird economic times, but guess what? Technology is ever growing. It's never going to stop. It's always going to continue to grow, sometimes faster, sometimes slower, but it's always going to continue to grow. So shoot me an email, let me know what you think, trimtechcomputers@gmail.com, and let me know what you think. Thanks a lot.